Good morning students. Myself Salta Kulkarni. I am back with your interesting subject science. Yes, you are all waiting for your next chapter. So I have started with your 9th standard science and I have completed with the first chapter, that is biology, the fundamental unit of life. Now let us start with the chemistry students. As you know, science they are divided into three categories: physics, chemistry and biology. Right? So what about chemistry? Which tells about the elements, which tells about the matter, which tells us about the chemicals, organic substance, inorganic substance. All this combination together, we are going to consider it under a branch of science called as the chemistry. Right students? So let us start with the chemistry chapter. So your 9th standard chemistry first chapter is matter in our surroundings. Matter in our surroundings. You might have studied in your lower classes about the matter, types of matter and all, but the continuation part we are going to discuss now. Right? Okay. In the earlier time, right, from the ancient time, everybody, all the scientists, they wanted to know about the matter. What is matter? About that, made up of what? So everybody is curious, they wanted to know about that. Right? So early Indian philosophers, they said that matter is made up of Panchatattva. See students, matter is made up of Pancha. Pancha means 5 Tattva. What are all those 5 Tattva? It is air, water, sky, earth and the fire. Can you understand? Matter nothing but the substances made up of air, water, sky, earth and fire, according to the ancient Indian philosophers. So to this, even ancient Greek philosophers also supported. Even they said, yes, we are agree, the matter is made up of Panchatattva. Even they said. Right? Like this, the matter journey has started. After that, many scientists, they wanted to know about the matter. Then the research started. So at last now, as we know, what is matter? Matter nothing but which has a mass and can occupy the space. Can you understand? Take the example of this chalk. Is it having a particular mass? Yes, it is having. If you keep it somewhere, it acquires, it occupies some specific place. Yes, it has. So this is called as the matter. Right students? So not only chalk, this is an example. You take anything. It may be the duster, it may be the book, it may be the benches, whatever. Matter, nothing but which has a mass. It has its own specific mass and can occupy the space. It has to get some portion. Right? So that thing is called as the matter. Take down students. Things which occupy space and has a mass is called matter. So the researchers about the matter is not stopped with this. Again, the modern scientists, they wanted to know still more things about the matter. So the researchers they did and they said much more things about the matter. And they said we can classify the matter based on the physical nature and the chemical properties of the substances. Physical nature and the chemical properties of the substances, based on this factor also we can classify the matter, they said. So in this chapter students, chemical properties of the matter you will study in your higher classes. Now time being we are going to learn the physical nature of the matter. In this chapter we are going to learn physical nature of a matter. Hope you are taking down the points. Let us discuss one by one what are all the physical nature of the matter. One thing we all know, students, matter is made up of particles. Usually we used to call atom. Hope you remember. Nothing but we called as the particles. So matter is made up of particles. You take the example of this chalk only. Okay, start making it into small pieces. How small you have to make? Last particle which you cannot divide, that much small pieces you make. At last what you are going to get, no, that is called as the particle. Right, students? So the first physical nature of the matter is, let me write, matter is made up of particles. You don't have books, students, so I am writing each and every of these points. Please take down, okay? Is made up of particles, right? Okay. The second one, the particles you can call it as atom. Group of atoms are called as the molecules. That all you know. In the 8th standard we had a chapter, structure of an atom. Hope you remember, right? What is atom? The smallest particle of an element. So substance, nothing but the matter made up of the tiny particles. Further we are going to call those tiny particles as the atoms, right? So tiny we call them as particles. The second one, the particles of matter are very small. The particles of matter are very small. See the words, friends? The particles are very small. See, I told you, take the chalk, start making it to smaller pieces. So at last you will get something that is the particle. So how small it is, we cannot see with our naked eye. So small it is. So particles are made up of, matter is made up of particles. Particles are very small in size. Right? Take the example. For this I am going to give you one example. Take one beaker. Okay? Fill the beaker with the water. Fill the beaker with the water. You have to take one crystal of potassium permanganate. It is pinkish in color. If you are not clear with the potassium permanganate, make it still more easy by taking one drop of ink. Right, students? Ink. Either you take the blue color or red color. One drop of ink you take. So put it in this water. What happens when you wait for 2 seconds? This water will become with this color. Either you have taken the blue or red, no? So that color, this water will become. Okay. In this, only 10 ml. Hope you are understanding. You took one beaker, filled it with the water, one drop of ink you have added, only one drop. So that beaker water has become with that color. From that beaker, colored water is there. No? From there, how much you are taking? 10 ml. Okay? Right. Take the second beaker, fill it with the water. And this 10 ml, what you have taken, add it to this beaker. This is water and you have added 10 ml of that. Do you find that color or not, students? Yes, we find the color, but it may be dull compared to the first beaker because we used to call it as diluted. Right? Fine. But you got the color, right? Take the third beaker. Fill the beaker with the water again, plain water. From the second beaker, which is diluted, we said no. From there, again 110 ml you take. Okay, add this 10 ml colored water Why we are getting the color? Only 10 ml of colored water I have taken, and this is full of plain water. But still you can sorry. But still you can see the color. How it is possible? Yes, students. Coming back to the first beaker, what one drop of ink you have taken? No, that one drop is having millions of particles of ink. Can you understand? This one drop, it is having millions, which we can't count. So millions of particles of ink it is having. Because of those millions of particles, it may be your third jar also, which has become colored water. Can you understand? So coming back to the second postulate, what is that? The particles of a matter are very small in size. You can't see. You don't know that it is having millions of particles. You took one drop of ink, right? But still we can observe the color. With this, what we can understand? Matter is made up of particles, and particles are very small in size. Hope you are understanding, students? Yes. Coming to the third one. Third one. 1 second. Yes. Particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter have space between them. I don't know, students, whether you can see this them or not. I am dictating it down. The particles of matter have a space between them. Yes, how to understand this sentence? Okay, come back to the experiment. Take one beaker. Down whatever I am writing, can you observe, students? Yes. So you took one beaker. Fill the beaker with the water. Yes, filled. Take 1 tablespoon of salt or sugar. Common salt, table salt, what we call. Take 1 spoon of sugar. Okay, put it in this. Put it in the water. Okay. Stir it well. What happens? You have prepared. What you have prepared? Only I can observe the water. If I taste, it will be sweet. So sugar solution we used to call. Okay, fine. But what happened with these sugar particles which we have added in the first beaker? Now you can observe these particles which are invisible in the second. What about these particles? What happened? What happened means, in between the water particles there is a space. That space is occupied by the sugar particles. Can you understand, students? There is a space between water particles, and that space is occupied by the sugar particles, either sugar or salt. That is what you are unable to see them. I think best example is what lemon juice you prepare now. What are all the things you are adding? Salt, sugar, lemon. Can you observe those substances? Taste you can feel, but can you see? No, we can't. What happened with all those? Whatever the space is present between the particles, between the water, that all they have occupied, they have adjusted. That is what you cannot observe. So what is the third one, students? Particles of matter have space between them. They have a space, right? But this space is different in different types of matter. Solid, liquid, gaseous, these states are there. No, we will discuss in our next class. So that is different, but I think what you have to say, particles are having a space between them. Hope you are understanding? Yes. The fourth postulate, they are having continuously movement. What is this? Take the example of incense stick. Agarbatti, what we call, so that is called as incense stick. So take that. Take the packet. Okay. If you go, imagine this is the packet. If you go very close to that, you will get the smell, right? Yes. Okay. Take one stick and burn it. Now what happens? That stick, burning incense stick, you are going to keep it in corner of your room. But as you enter the room, you are getting the smell. Yes or no? Yes, we are getting the smell. What happened there? What you can say? The particles of the matter are continuously moving. That is what we are getting, that smell. Right? So they are having. Why you are getting the smell? Because first of all they are in a movement. Other than that, they possesses a kinetic energy. They possess kinetic energy. So because of the kinetic energy, they are moving as well as they are getting that smell. And students, as the temperature increases, kinetic energy also increases. Can you understand? Take the same example about the incense stick. When it is not burning, are you getting the smell from far away? No, we are not getting. Because there is a continuous movement of the particles, but temperature is less. So kinetic energy is less. We are not getting the smell from far away. If it is burning, imagine this only as the stick. If it is burning from far away, we can get the smell. What happened there? As the temperature increases, kinetic energy also increases. How it is possible? This is possible because of diffusion. Movement of molecules. So because of diffusion, you find the smell, or you can say there is a continuous movement of particles. Hope you are understanding? Yes. So what do we say now? As the temperature increases, the diffusion rate also increases. If you have provided the temperature, the diffusion rate will be faster, means there is a more kinetic energy. That is what from far away you are getting the smell, students. To this, I can give you one more best and familiar example. Right? From the school you are going back to the home. As your mother is cooking something, she is preparing some snacks for you. Right? So as you enter your house, you are getting a smell, right? And you are going to say, Mama, you are going to prepare this, right? How you come to know? Because she is preparing, it is hot, the temperature is more. As the temperature is more, kinetic energy is more. The diffusion rate will be increased. That is what you are getting the smell. Okay. And already cooked food, which is not hot, it is cold, normal temperature. So are you getting as you enter the house? The smell are you getting as you enter the house? No, you have to go closer and see. Because what happened? Temperature is less, kinetic energy is less, diffusion rate is less. But in both the cases, totally what conclusion we can get, students? Particles of matter are continuously moving. This we can say. Right, students? Hope you are understanding. Okay. One more postulate is remaining. The last one. One second. The last one is particles of matter attract each other. Particles of matter attract each other. Yes, students, particles of matter attract each other. Best example is iron and magnet. So they will attract with each other, right? But one thing we have to see, the attraction rate it is very high. Imagine this is the iron nail. Can you bend or do something with this? No, we can't do. Why you can't do? Because the attraction rate is more. Right, students? The attraction rate is more. They are closely packed with each other. That is what you can't. Take the example of the water. In the water, what happens? Yes, there is a force of attraction, but it is less compared to the solids. Gases freely arranged. In this room, do you find the gas? Yes, of course we find. But the particles are freely allotted. Right? So, particles of matter attract each other. But what you should keep it in mind? That attraction rate, the attraction, it differs from matter to matter, solid to liquid, liquid to gas, it differs. But there is a force of attraction, we can say. Right, students? Hope you are understanding all this. So let us recall for a second. What is matter? Matter which has a space and can occupy, which has a mass and can occupy the space. It is having, we are going to discuss physical nature of matter in this chapter. What are all the physical nature? Matter is made up of particles. Particles are very small in size. They have a space between them and they are in a continuous movement and they attract each other. So these are called as physical nature of matter. Right, students? Next class we will continue with the next part of this chapter. Today's portion you have to finish today only. Take down the homework. First question. What is matter? What is matter? Second one. Write the characteristics of particles of a matter. Particles of matter. Okay, students? See, only 2-3 questions I am giving in each video. So you have to complete on that day only. It is not much, very easy, very simple. Concentrate, students, then you will involve. If involvement is there, you will understand the subject. Right, students? Next class we will continue. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.